Preparing to live stream.
Live.
There we go. We're live.
Awesome. Let's do this.
All right.
Up. Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year to
Happy
everyone
New Year.
watching, listening. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
you're out there. We love you.
Oh man, I am so tired still. I think some
It'll
of it
take a
though,
while
is
for you
up
guys
late.
to like get that. Like everyone's different, right? Their response
Yeah.
to COVID is different. So
Yep. Yeah, I got COVID. I kissed a girl.
I don't
It's
know how
fun.
you and John managed to get COVID from each other just by talking on the phone.
I know. When we talked on Wednesday, you said you asked if you could get it through the thing, and I think I blew into my microphone. Here you go.
Yeah. So you had COVID for what, 7 days now?
So my wife started having cold symptoms a week ago on Monday,
Hmm.
the 20th, 21st, something like that. And then I didn't show any symptoms of anything. I started having a runny nose and stuff on Wednesday last week. And I've heard it's a 10-day period that you're contagious. I've heard it's a 14-day period that you're contagious. I've heard a 7-day period that you're contagious. I think honestly the doctors still just don't know. But yeah, so the schools, it's a 10-day period here. So my kids can go back to school on Monday.
Okay.
But yeah, for the most part, I just have a little bit of a cough. I'm feeling a lot better today. And then, yeah, I'm just trying to think. I mean, I had a bunch of nasal congestion last week, and so I was more stuffed up here than down here. But yeah, the rest of it, I was just super tired. So yeah, today it feels different. Today it feels like I'm just tired because I was up late rather than I don't feel like bone crushing tired like I have. And this is the first morning I've woke up where I wasn't cold in some way. So I think I'm getting through it. Because I get to the point where I was so cold that I had to go sit in a hot bath, or we have one of the temperature control things on our bed, a chili pad, and I'd turn that all the way up to 110 degrees.
Smoking.
And lay in my bed. And that sucker takes some time to warm up, right? So it's still so I'd lay in it and hope it would warm up fast enough for me to deal with. So just stuff like that.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I didn't ever lose taste
annual
and smell.
review. Did you do some annual review to get time for that, or annual goal setting?
I wanted to. It's funny, I have a lot of it worked out in my head, but I actually need to write it down. And
I heard someone's hosting a goal setting workshop next week, so you might.
I should go to that.
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, I don't know about that guy, but can't hurt.
Dude, it's like I've literally studied all of my competition that's out there in that realm, and how they all do half-ass of a job. And they'll do part this, part that, but it's so comprehensive what I have built now that it's the best shit that's out there. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, good deal. Yeah, I've got to get that bonus episode rolling.
Yeah, I sent you the link. I'm surprised you didn't get it.
I got it. I didn't see it for whatever reason. It must have missed my inbox somehow. But
so is the developer media thing on now? It's working.
I haven't heard anything from them.
Is there
beyond
a contract they're putting in place, or what's the deal?
Yeah, so I'm supposed to get a contract from them. And yeah, let me look and see if there's anything new here. Yeah, the last thing that I have from them is besides, okay, so I did get from them some information. I heard on last week's episode that John worked things out where they're going to put his book or something in their newsletter, and they're doing that for my podcasts as well.
Oh, they're putting John's book on your podcast?
No, they're putting my my podcasts into their newsletter as a sponsor, and so they're going to promote my shows.
Well, that's just because they're not charging you for that. They want to do that so that
they want to do that to grow the audience, so they can charge more for the ads. Yep.
Your podcast.
Yep. So there's that.
I wonder if we could. That's interesting, man. Like those guys have a list, humongous list. So that's really interesting.
Yeah.
I need to get on the list just to see what they promote. Maybe there's a way to promote one of our products.
Yeah, and then yeah, I haven't heard anything about sponsors since then. So I'm starting to worry a little bit. If they don't start coming through soon, I'll probably keep them around and just start looking for sponsors on my own again. I'm probably just going to email them and just ask them what the story is, because I'm not seeing anything here.
They say like whose move it is next.
They asked me for some info and I sent it over.
Okay.
Well, so it looks like it's them, not me. But I need to double check on that.
Have you started floating the idea? Like, so developer media is going to do what developer media does, right? We don't know how that's going to play out right now.
Right.
Nobody's convinced. Like, I mean, not nobody's convinced. Like, until the money's in the bank, it's just, a thing in the play. Right?
Yeah, that's where I'm trying to decide, because like I know that Scott Hanselman on Hansel Minutes, they find his ads and he just refers everybody who's interested in sponsoring his shows to them, and then she lines it all up.
How many downloads does he get?
I don't know. I think he's a bit bigger than I am. I think he's a lot bigger than I am. I think his show is a lot bigger than like JavaScript Jabber or any of our shows. .NET Rocks, I don't know exactly how they do it, if they're trying to do some hybrid model or what. But yeah, I'm tempted to be lining some of these up on my own.
Yeah, I mean, the sponsorship part of the equation is one thing, right? This is like last week when I was talking to John, and you heard that episode again, right? And this is for all of us who are in this game. I think the key distinction that I was not able to make to John last week, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized that's the thing that was missing in the whole conversation. John was talking about cash flow and a cash flow business, which makes a lot of sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have a cash flow business, you can build your celebrity and become super popular in one niche and get business. But what like a lot of the venture capitalists or a lot of the people who actually play with big money, they will tell you not all revenue is equal.
Right.
Not all money is the same money. So not all revenue and not all profits are equal.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with revenue, the way to think about it is like, did this build any enterprise value for the business? So for a lot of people in the cash flow business, there's no enterprise value in it. It's just a cash flow business. You bank cash and that's good. But enterprise value is minimal. But especially, I mean, right now with the podcast, man, like if only you could get the sponsorship game figured out, you actually are building enterprise value. Because I don't think anyone tunes into DevChat for Chuck. Maybe I'm bruising your ego there, but
no, you're not. But I think some people do, but I don't think it's the vast majority of listeners. Yeah. I think there are some people that have been listening to Ruby Rogues and other shows for 10 years, and they like me. And so, I think I have a few fans. I don't know if any of them are super fans, but I think the vast majority of people that tune into any of our shows, I'm not even on most of our shows, and I think the vast majority of people who tune into the shows are tuning in for the content because they want to learn whatever they learn. I think there is an element of who the hosts are and whether they like them. But I don't know if anybody's put so fine a point on it to say I'm showing up because that host.
Yeah.
I think if that host left, they'd eventually, drift off if that was a big part of why they what they liked about the show. But it would be more of, I just don't know if I like the show as much as anymore, rather than, oh, well, so-and-so left, and so I'm out.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep. I think there is a lot of potential in what you have built so far. The challenge right now for you, from everything I've seen, is that the sponsorship game is, until you figure it out, it's a very fickle game for you, right? So either you could spend all of your time and energy in getting more sponsors all the time. I mean, hopefully the developer media thing turns out just as well as we all anticipate.
Yeah.
In which case you can really focus your energy on growing the audience and having your own program. Because I think
Yes.
you do need something that goes beyond just sponsorships to have
Right.
consistency, to have some sort of a business that's not so heavily dependent on sponsorships that, like, if 2 sponsors go out, the business is out.
Right? Yeah, I have a plan for all this, but
we talked about that, right? The Podcast Growth Summit. I don't think so. Are you planning to do anything with it, or are you just shelving it for now?
I'm going to be putting together content for my podcast hosts, and I think that's kind of how Podcast Playbook's going to kind of play out. Is I'm going to be making content essentially for them, and I'm just going to publish it as a channel. But and mostly it's just going to be, hey, do this kind of thing, do that kind of thing. Here's where this works kind of thing. I'm also planning on working through Podcast Growth Summit and putting all of the advice that I got from those folks into practice on devchat.tv and just seeing if it gets us that kind of lift. But for the rest of it, so I do have one sponsor that's been paying me every month, and it's enough to pay my folks and pay my hosting. I mean, I've been going through expenses every month and cutting anything I can still, which is something I've needed to do for a while. It's like, I don't even know what that is. Why am I paying it? And some of it's, well, I can get that over here, and it works better or costs less or both. And so I'll cancel the one and switch. But yeah. Sorry, COVID.
If you guys cough like that, it's COVID.
That's right. Anyway, so the plan is, first of all, I'm working on, so I got a thing set up with supercast.tech, and they'll allow you to do premium podcast feeds. So I'm going to let people, supercast.tech, yep. And so I'm setting up all the shows on there, and we're going to release a premium feed that includes all the shows without the sponsor messages in them. So if people want to pay $5 a month, they can get that. And then I'm trying to figure out, because I want to add some other kind of bonus thing to it. And I don't know if that's a monthly Q&A or if it's like access to a forum, but I don't know if I really want to moderate a forum. What?
How does Supercast work? Do people just get a link once they sign up?
Yep.
To add it to their podcast feed?
Yep. To add it to their podcast player. Yep.
And they sign up through just a mobile link, or does it go through App Store, or what does it work? How does it work?
You go to the page, you sign up, you put in your credit card, and then I think they email you with the link, and then I think you can either I think they give you a link that gives you links to all of the different like app store link app. Anyway, so it essentially says click here and it'll open up. So it does a deep link within like Apple Podcasts or whatever, and adds the podcast feed to your podcast player, or
And
you can just copy the
AMA work?
RSS feed over and just use it that way.
How does the AMA work?
They have a feature in there where you can allow people who are premium members to ask questions, and then you can just answer them.
So is it like the questions show up? Where do the questions show up? Do the questions show up in my web portal somewhere, or do they show up on the podcast feed, or how do they set it up? Do you know?
So
are they people ask in the podcast episode while they're listening to podcasts?
No, they have to go sign into Supercast and ask them there.
So they have to go to the web portal to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Damn it.
I don't know if there's a good way to put that into a podcast app.
Man, there is something there, right? If only someone could basically take, as you're listening to a podcast, you have some question, you just type in the question, goes in, and then the host actually gives you an answer. How cool would that be?
That would be way cool.
Right? That's what Clubhouse somewhat is. Have you signed into Clubhouse yet?
I haven't. I keep hearing about it, but I haven't checked it out yet.
That shit is going viral, man. That thing is taking on.
Yeah. I mean, it looks really cool, but I haven't had nearly as much time, especially the last couple of weeks, because I've just been sleeping.
It's very well designed. It's precisely what like audio community, if you think about it, and people are live talking about I just tune into a very interesting stuff on business, and there's always good people talking about it. So, but I really like it. I like what Supercast is doing. There are other people who do the same, right?
Yeah. So when I signed up, they told me that Changelog was doing it too, but I don't think they've really promoted it.
I don't like this idea of paying per user. I don't like that.
What was that?
I don't like paying per user.
What do you mean?
They charge per user.
Yeah, they on top of Stripe, and they charge you a certain amount out of every transaction. Yeah, I agree. I would rather pay for an upfront fee for the service, and then just,
Yeah.
Because then if I have 100 people or 1 million people, I'm still paying the same amount.
Yeah, but it's a good thing. I like it. I like the overall idea of this thing. I think there is something.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is that, if I can get, a couple hundred people to jump on it on some of the shows, then, that pays for basically all the production. Right. And then I'm not dependent on sponsorships at all to produce the shows. Right. Then I can continue to produce the shows, even if every sponsor pulled out, because I have listener support. And I still would go and chase sponsorships.
Okay. So you have multiple options here how to approach this, right? Because Supercast is a vehicle. But the question is, what is the value you want to deliver, and what will people pay for? What precise value are people going to pay for in that Supercast thing? And the challenge we need to identify is, what will people pay Chuck for?
Right.
It's not just, I don't think just putting the dev chat episodes a little early on Supercast is the way to go. There's something else that you need to design, which is higher value for users to be able to use Supercast or want to pay that $10, $20, $100, $200,000 a month or whatever it is that you want to sign.
Yeah.
So what is that value? Because we talked about like the thing that we were talking about earlier, I think, maybe maybe a month ago or so, is like, hey, why don't you do a mastermind where you talk about something as simple?
Yes, that's where I want to get to. So that's kind of part of the master plan. This was just something that was relatively easy to set up.
But it's going to take up a lot of bandwidth because now you have to record specific episodes for this thing. I would think for where you are, having one flagship offer or having one clear offer is going to really help you stabilize the boat right now. You need one clear offering to stabilize your business.
Yeah, that's fair.
You don't need 20 offerings. You need one that will pay the bills, and then everything else is cherry on. I don't think developer media, like as excited as I am for you for developer media, I still think you should own your own fortune, or you should own your own future. Which means even if developer media did not exist tomorrow, you should still be able to run the business seamlessly, right?
Right.
Which means
yeah,
a solid offering that will make you money no matter what. And you have what we have proved. What we have proved now is that if you do the right marketing, people will buy.
Yeah.
Right from the podcast directly. We proved that. Like we've proven this now. There's no like not even a cent of iota of doubt in my mind. Right. If we can generate what $9,000 now on one podcast episode, on an affiliate's offer, right? Basically, like affiliate as in me, right? You
think I can do better with my own offer, right?
Exactly. If you are able to interview me and send traffic to my sales page just from one podcast episode, we sold $9,000 worth of my product. Imagine what you can do with your own offer. Like it's ridiculous. I don't even think this is in the same domain, right? If you can sell $9,000 of my product in one episode, I mean, the sky's the limit with what you can do for your own stuff, with the right marketing, with right sales, with right like strategic mindset of approaching it. But you've got to like hone in on that one thing that you want to sell.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think the mastermind is, I mean, I kind of see the mastermind as part of a bigger move. I mean, I'm not looking at selling more than like 2 or 3 levels of things, but yeah, I think the mastermind is really a terrific place to head to. The other thing is that, I mean, I guess the tier above that, which really isn't all that different, except it's not group style coaching, it's just one-on-one coaching.
Yeah, it's but you're going to have more leverage and more time available to you in mastermind.
Yes, I agree.
One-on-one coaching. But I mean, I think we talked about that. I gave you a real simple plan for it, which is just, start talking about it on like put a bumper episode, like put a outro or mid-roll in each of your episodes with the exact same, like record a 30-second for this damn thing. Put up a little, here's like, you don't really have to even do much. You just put a link, you just say, if you are a developer, you're making over 100K and you want to get into the top 5% developers, schedule, if you want to get into the top 5% developers using the power of podcasting, schedule a call with me here. Schedule a 15-minute call with me here. Done. That should just link up to your Calendly link. That's it. Do this for, I would say, next 2 weeks on all of your podcasts. Put it in the outro, put it in the intro. I don't care. Put it somewhere where people will listen. Right now, you don't have that many sponsors. So it's totally worth sponsoring your own shit.
Yeah.
And just go, I think in 2 or 3 weeks, you'll get some good data on what people are interested in and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Try different outros, like record like 4 or 5 different variants of it. Don't just go with like one, but go with the variant of in mind. Like I help So the key formula here is
Yeah.
I help this kind of person achieve this kind of result using this kind of mechanism.
Right.
I help X achieve Y through Z.
Mm-hmm.
So I help X is developers or six-figure developers
Yeah.
achieve Y. Y would be become top 5% developers in their niche so they can command much higher salaries so that they can double their salary. Or you can say,
Right.
I help six-figure developers double their salary or double their rates
Mm-hmm.
using the power of podcasting. If you
Yep.
are interested, book a call with me here. Book a 15-minute call with me. It's not a sales call.
Right.
If you do 30, 40 of these calls and you get enough people like showing interest, within 3 weeks, you will have a business on
Right.
like within like if you do 20, 30 calls and you see like 10, 20 people are interested in that offer,
Mm-hmm.
you're in game, you're in business,
Yep.
right?
That's true.
So
Because
you
if I
just
can
have
get 10
to
or 20 people at $500 a month,
yeah, exactly. 500 to 1,000, depending. You can just say early bird is 500 and then the price goes up.
yep.
As more people join, I'll increase the price. So your call, you want to join today or tomorrow?
Yep.
Um, so yeah, I think that is your simplest formula, man. You gotta pull the trigger on it. If anything,
Yeah.
like just put an hour on your calendar for today and record like 2 or 3 or 4 intro bumps or outro bumps
Yeah.
or mid-roll bumps or whatever you want to call it,
Yep.
and start pushing them out for the next 3 weeks. You will have so many calls. Put a link,
Yep.
create a Calendly 15-minute calendar appointment thing.
Yep.
In this market research test, you can like your time invested is 1 hour
Right.
and this rolled out to all of your podcasts, right?
Yeah.
In 2 weeks, you will get all the data you need. People will have
Yep.
booked the calls. And so 1 hour of your time recording this. And I would say if you do 20 market research calls, that's what, 4 market research calls in an hour. That's 5 hours. So in 6 hours total, you will know precisely if this is worth pursuing or not.
Yeah. That's true.
And that's it. This is great. Like, I don't know if it gets any better than this in terms of research, right?
Yeah.
Quickly, you will get very good, very precise data on what people want. And people will give you, this is a hypothesis we're going with. People might say, no, I don't need this, but I don't need that, or I don't know. You can come up with, like, as people tell you
Yep.
what they need, what they don't need, you can come up, you'll find an answer.
Yep.
And the market research call is really as simple as saying, okay, tell me about your career. Like, tell me about
Mm-hmm.
your programming career right now. And tell me about what you want to accomplish in the next 2 to 3 years, 5 years,
Right.
right? So where are you today? What's the vision of what you want to accomplish? And what's holding you back?
Yep. Makes
And
sense.
and then just asking them, okay, so would you be interested in a program like this that can help you get from where you are to where you want to go? If
Right.
they say yes, you're like, all right, I will let you know when I launch the program.
Yep.
Don't even sell them anything. You just say,
Yeah.
what's your current situation? What's the future desired destination? What's the pain? What's holding you back? What if I could solve this pain? What if I could take you from A to Z? Would
Mm-hmm.
you be willing to pay, or would you be interested in that? Right.
Yep.
And then just you back off and you say, okay, I'll let you know. So that way you're like, you really have a very solid plan with, I think within January, you could actually launch this damn thing.
Right.
And get maybe 5 to 10 people onboarded into this system, into this program.
Yep.
If you get your hypothesis right. But you might want to do multiple iterations. You might need to do multiple iterations. Who cares? But I
Right.
think this can create the basic fundamental ground for everything in your business. Because
Yeah.
I think once you get stable 10K a month coming in from something like this,
Right.
you're basically free to do whatever the hell you want in terms of growing the business.
Yes. Yep. That's true.
So you want stability in your business, and the key here is for you to go about building this stability through this effort.
Yep.
Don't like stability outside of this effort is very, like, we don't know.
Yeah.
Affiliate promotions are great, but they sometimes hit, they sometimes don't. Who knows what happens? Yep. Sponsorships are great, they sometimes hit, they sometimes don't. You've been through the sponsorship ringer for a while, but this is like, dude, this is on point. Like, you build one of your own things and you keep promoting that thing for a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
In every damn episode, you keep hinting towards it.
Yep.
I don't see why that would not, literally, like, if we can generate $9,000 in one episode, why couldn't you generate $10,000?
Right.
In every episode that you publish about that? And over a year, that's $100,000 if you did just 10 episodes or 12 episodes or 20 episodes, right? That's like 10K, a 6-figure business just from 10 episodes of your own.
Yeah, well, 10K gets me a long way toward being able to quit my job.
Yeah, I mean, 10K is the starting point for what you're trying to build here.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is it really does put me in a position where I can kind of dig out of the hole I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
So
you need the sustainable, you need the recurring part of it. That's what's holding you back right now. You're living in the feast or famine sometimes because of the craziness of the sponsorships, right? So you need some base sustainable system to be able to do the remaining, to be able to grow the business.
Yep.
That's what I'm seeing right now with a lot of my coaching clients as well, right? I'm, by the way, some people who may not know, and it's been interesting, like some of the people who listen to Entreprogrammers, they have expressed interest in joining my 100K mastermind. And one of the things I keep talking about is, like, if you are a YouTuber, blogger, podcaster, and if you want to make 100K in the business, then the key is you need automated revenue.
Right.
And automated revenue is a big part of the puzzle. Whether you sell courses on automation, whether you sell membership on automation, whether you sell, mastermind on automation, whatever it is, don't just depend on ads and sponsorships.
Yeah.
You need to create automations, marketing automations, sales automation systems. Everything has to be systemized for your business to sustain through the ups and downs, and not just depend on ads, which most bloggers, YouTubers, podcasters end up doing. Ads or sponsorships. You need your own products, and you need to automate those products. So
it's funny because I've been talking about making my own products for a while, and John keeps arguing against it.
I can see John's argument to a certain level.
I do too, but yeah.
But what's happening right now for you is that itself has caused you, like, you've gotten yourself in a very dangerous position now. Position. I can see John's argument when things are rosy, and when
all you
did was, if you were generating like 50K, 60K in sponsorships every month, then I would say, well, just focus on that. Don't worry about anything else. But when that goes down, like, all the sponsorships disappear, now, like, it becomes very, very, very dangerous game. Because that puts you out of business very quickly.
Yep.
Right. So you need at least one thing that's sustaining. Like, if you look at someone like Johnny Dumas, right? He has sponsorships that pay him 50, 60K a month right now. Right? But if you look at the base business, it's still run off of his podcast Paradise, right? That already makes him like 20K a month recurring.
Right.
Irrespective of what happens with the sponsorships, that recurring income is always there for him to go through whatever he's going through.
Yeah.
Even if sponsorships were all taken away from him, he has a system of recurring business, recurring product business. I'm all for doing one thing really well. But shit, man, like, if that didn't, like, if you're at the verge of going out of business, what do you do then?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't think you need to go build 20 different products. If you
I
just,
don't know that I want to maintain a list of 20 different products.
right, you just need one good product, one good high ticket product or mid ticket product that just, that just keeps attracting, or that just, sells.
Yep.
And
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. I mean, I can see something that's maybe a tier down from the mastermind, but I'm not even going to worry about that until we get the mastermind figured out. And I could see something.
until you get to 10K a month from one product, you shouldn't even, from that one big ticket product, you don't, or mid ticket product, you shouldn't even worry about anything else because you're not in the product business. You see,
Right.
people like me and John, or more me than John, I'm in the product business.
Right.
John is in the community business.
Yeah.
John is not so much in the product business. We're different beasts that way, right? John is all about community and content, and in the sense he's all about, Bulldog Mindset is a community. It's not a product.
Right.
Right. What he sells is a community, community of men. 2000 books is a product. Most of our courses are products. They're very specific end result courses. You could, like, you don't necessarily need to build all of this. You don't need to be Bulldog Mindset. You don't need to be 2000 books. You need to just have one thing that is everything for you. That drives everything for you.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, once I have the mastermind going and I really understand what it is that I am offering, what it is that people are getting out of it, why they're signing up for it, all that stuff. Right. And I think you get some of that from the market research, but I think some of it just comes from running it for a little while. Then I can start looking at, okay, what's the opportunity that leads to this opportunity, or what's the natural outgrowth of this. But yeah, it's not something that I'm really going to focus on at all until
this by itself is such a big thing. Like, I feel what this value proposition is huge.
Yeah.
If you can show developers how to make even 50% more money using a podcast.
Yeah.
I believe the opportunity is huge. I like, that's why I'm itching for you to do the test calls, because only from test calls will you know for real if people want it. But as a developer, like as a past developer, I can think if someone actually gave me that idea of like, damn, get your own podcast, become famous, and charge more money. I will show you all of this. I would happily pay the guy $10,000 to learn all of that shit and to implement that within 6 months so that I actually have something going. I would totally do that. It's not, far-fetched. The thing is, you just have to go about, and like, I have basically built a podcast, I built a YouTube channel, I built a blog. So I know how much effort each of these things takes.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how much effort a podcast takes compared to a YouTube channel or a blog. And 100% hands down, podcast is the easiest way to build a following today. Not even close to YouTube. YouTube is hard. YouTube is brutal because it's just like the video, the camera, the all that crap that comes with it. Podcast is like so powerful and so easy. Even blogging is super hard because to get traffic for a blog today, dude, you could grind it out for years before you get anything going.
Yeah. You have to find other hacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
To get listed in other places. Podcasts, there's kind of a central listing for it. YouTube has a search, so if you're playing that game right, you can get found. Blogs, that's a hard.
Yeah,
you have to go get in the newsletters. You got to get listed in Reddit or whatever.
Done all three, and I tell you, man, there's nothing as good as like podcast is the simplest, the easiest. It's about as simple and easy as it gets. YouTube is the hardest. Blog is somewhere in the middle, but blog growth today is so slow. Blogs today are not as popular as they were, 10 years ago. They are popular, but people are consuming more and more video multimedia content. So that takes away shit from you. So I think you're sitting on a potential big opportunity here. I don't think anyone else is teaching that or preaching that out there.
No, I don't think so either.
You should join my 100K accelerator, and you can join it for free for the first 2 or 3 months and get this going.
I was gonna say I've thought about joining it. The problem is I do still have a cash flow issue. So
Well, that's why I'm saying you can join it for
Yeah.
free for the first 3 months, and then once
Sounds
it's
good to
going,
me.
then you can decide to pay or just say goodbye. I don't even care. Like I just want to help you get this going.
Yeah,
I think
sounds good to me.
Huh?
Sounds good to me, and I'm definitely gonna pull the trigger on these meetings. It's something I've been trying to get to, but
Yeah.
freaking life.
Dude, you need someone to hold you accountable to get this shit done. And that's why I'm saying you should join my meetings just for that. Because I will make sure you get this shit done every week in and week out. To I believe within 3 months I can get you to I can help you sell this damn thing to get at least 10 people paying you some money per month. I don't know how much it's
Yep.
gonna be. But within 3 months I can get you there because I see the value in what you're doing.
Mhm.
And it's not that hard to get that value.
Right.
Given the value proposition, it's not that hard to sell this thing.
Right.
All you need to do is structure your podcast a certain way, structure your conversations a certain way,
Yep.
strategically market and sell. Like what we did on that podcast episode, you
Mhm.
need to be able to pull that off consistently in different angles
Yeah.
again and again to get people to sign up to sell those things.
Yep.
So yeah, I think you should join. You should just come on over and if you
Sounds
just
good. Let's do it.
Yeah, if you just stick with it for like three months, like just show up and do the work for 3 months, I am 100% convinced this will work for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it, man. I think we can get you major results from this.
Yep. I've still got a podcast episode to post today.
Well, let's see how that does.
Yep.
It's always a test.
Yep.
That's the thing
And
about
then-
affiliate marketing, unfortunately for you, because it's always a test, right? The
Yep.
affiliate is trying to do their best, but you never know which one will hit, which one will not.
Yep. So what do you have going on these days?
Okay, so once I'm done with this closing out this mastermind thing, I am going all in on my ads,
Like Facebook ads?
Facebook ads, and then once I figure out Facebook ads, other things. But basically, as I said, I'm in the product business, right?
Right.
So for me, distribution channel is the ultimate game.
Yeah.
Business, right? Finding distribution channels, and I know that content marketing, as great as it is, today my content marketing business is more or less like self-sufficient in the sense it's automated and it just it will do its
Yeah.
thing no matter what I can push and I can try and be like, okay, I want to get 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and that's a fool's errand for me personally. I don't like that game because it's not worth my time to try to build a platform on one thing and then be so dependent on that platform.
Right.
Right. Same for podcasts. Like I was looking at our stats for 2020. We had 740,000 downloads total for the year for 2020. How much? Do you know how much you got
For
total
the year?
across that chart?
I don't know. Across all the shows? I
Yeah.
really don't know.
What would you take guess?
Oh, I don't even know. I mean, I would guess we're probably somewhere in the ballpark of what, 800,000, maybe more.
I would say you're probably doing 1 million. Take a look.
Yeah, maybe.
Did you take a look right now in your stats? Did they give you annual stats?
You can look up annual stats, but it's per show. Like I'd have to go and look at each of the shows and then add it all up.
Well, DevChat, I'm assuming DevChat and Ruby Rogues are like 80-20 in the sense those are 80.
JavaScript Jabber, Ruby Rogues.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably account for between the two of them about 70%.
Okay, so what's the DevChat number you think? 500K?
JavaScript Jabber?
Yeah, JSJ. Yeah, JavaScript Jabber for the year.
I don't know. Let's see. JavaScript Jabber on its own, probably, if I had to guess, because I just threw out the number in my calculator of 18,000 downloads per episode as the average number, just to be a little conservative.
That's like 900,000 downloads.
That's like 900,000 downloads, just the one show. So we're probably looking at
1 million from Dev Chat, from JavaScript.
A
Jabber.
million from JavaScript Jabber. Yeah, and we're probably looking at between the other shows, probably another million.
Yeah, so you're 2 million. Yeah, so I think for me right now, building an audience anymore is not the game. Like building a free audience is not really the thing that I care about anymore in my business. It's good. It sustains the business. Like the organic growth is good. And I have hired copywriters now to write copy for us to improve our sales pages, to improve our automations, our backend funnels. I want them to do all of that so I can focus wholeheartedly on Facebook ads. My big push this year, 2021, is to get Facebook ads, at least as I know them, working, because I know iOS update is coming where Facebook ads will basically get demolished because Apple is pushing for privacy. That means retargeting and all of those things will
go away,
killed. Yeah. But nonetheless, like, we'll figure out a way. Everyone will have to figure out a way. Whether the ad costs go up or down, we'll still sell that shit. So my current push is to get these Facebook ads working on one of our products.
Right.
One of our products, which is probably the Entrepreneurship Book Summary Pack.
Mm-hmm.
So my aim for 2021 is to sell the hell out of Entrepreneurship Book Summary Pack. So sell, like, let's say get summaries of the 50 greatest books on entrepreneurship for whatever price point. $79 is what we sell it at, but something like that. Let's say get summaries of the 100 greatest books on entrepreneurship for $97. That's the offer. And we'll sell the hell out of it on my agenda is to sell the crap out of it on Facebook. And then our backend marketing funnels should be able to handle, to basically double that customer's value over a period of time. So if they buy $97, there's a bump and there's a card, like maybe $150 upfront value, but over time, $300 per customer. So all of my energy, it's all in ads now. My focus is all on ads. And another thing I'm working on is, it's still a little bit hush hush, but maybe I can talk about it publicly just a little bit now, is I am becoming a partner in another business. I'll talk about it more as we go. I'm taking I'm investing and I'm becoming an owner in the business. I'll be basically helping grow that business because I see a lot of potential in that one for the future growth. Not only that, also it's a great back-end product for 2,000 books. Right. So the front end is book summaries. The back-end product that business is, it's beautiful. Once we put the deal together, then I would love to talk about it more publicly because I do believe in that product massively. Great. It's a game changer for a lot of people in terms of goal achievement. So super excited about that. So those are my two kind of pushes for the year. One is getting ads to work in 2021. Right. The other is to get that business off, like big time off the ground. Because the guy has been my coaching client. The funny thing is, like, he was my coaching client. Yeah, he was my coaching client for 2 years. I literally helped him across the whole way from start till today. Every step of the way, I helped him tune the business the right way. So today, the business is not designed. It's not about him anymore. That's the thing I always talk about, right? Don't build a business which is all about you. John, on the other hand, is about the celebrity status, right? He's all about build a business that's about you, a personal brand and all that stuff. And I'm like, no, don't build a personal brand, right? Build a business, because business is a enterprise value, right? So I'm showing this guy along the way for the last 2 years how to build a business that's more enterprise value than build a business that's personal brand. And today, when he over the last few months when we talked about me being an owner in the business, when he approached me, I was like, yeah, this is basically exactly the kind of business I can invest in, because this is not a personal brand business, which is useless in many ways in terms of equity. So it's exciting, man. Those two plays are super, super fun. Both are new to me. Partly I'm I'm at a place on my YouTube right now where I seriously like, I'm like, okay, should I take 2 weeks of my time, turn off everything, and just churn out 50 videos, like 50 audios or 50 scripts,
Mm-hmm.
50 scripts for the whole year, and give them to my animator and be done for content production for the whole year.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's interesting.
Right. And the YouTube channel will grow. I'm pretty sure it will get to 100,000 subscribers this in 2021. We were, I think
Uh-huh.
we grew from 35K or 40K to 65K this year. So from 65 to 100K, yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
So if I could do that, man, like imagine 2 weeks, I got done all of my YouTube production, all of my blog, because my team will take care of that, all of my podcast. I can do more podcasts, but at least
That is really tempting.
basic podcast work is done for the whole year, right?
Yeah.
At least one episode a week is scheduled out for the whole year. So that's major. Not only that, my team can then go and uh, do Instagram out of it and LinkedIn out of it and Facebook and all of that
Yeah.
stuff out of it. But in 2 weeks, like imagine the how good my life will be after that. No content
I
to
know,
work
right?
for the whole year, huh?
Yeah, that sounds amazing. And I don't, part of my brain is going to a place where, could we do that with some of our shows? And I don't know, there's something about us being timely, but a lot of the topics we cover are not things that have to go out right now. Like Ruby Rogues, for example, Ruby 3 came out on Christmas. They always do a big release on Christmas. So this is the big release that everybody's been waiting for the last few years. So we're definitely going to cover that on it, because it's timely. If a new version of Rails came out, right, we'd have to cover that. But a lot of the rest of this is, well, hey, how do we do this with Ruby or, whatever? And a lot of that stuff doesn't change all that much, from month to month. And so yeah, I wonder a little bit if I could just get those panels together and just go, hey, look, guys, do you want to just block out a few hours a week for the next 3 or 4 weeks and just batch out all of the episodes for the first quarter? I don't know.
Oh, dude, I just got an idea for your mastermind. You can literally be like, by the way, one of the perks of being in my mastermind is that you get to be a featured guest on one of our podcasts, depending on if your technology is in alignment with one of our podcasts.
Yeah.
And we get to position you as an expert.
Yep.
And that itself is worth tons. That itself, like for the right person, just like you can say, literally, we've generated $9,000 of revenue in one podcast. That itself is worth tens of thousands of dollars for the right person.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is we charge other businesses for that, and it usually costs, a few $1,000s.
Yeah. So imagine like them being able to get that positioning. That's a bonus for joining your program and paying in full. Or once but they have paid in full, they get this access to them.
Yep.
That's a good fucking deal, man. The more I think about it, you're onto something with that.
That's true. Well, and if I'm teaching them to start their own shows, to build their own brand, their own
you will kickstart
notoriety, putting them on our show and then letting them cross promote is huge.
Yeah, that itself will get them like 1,000 subscribers on day one, right?
At least a few hundred, depending on which show and how big it is. But yeah.
And then they can go to other shows and say, hey, I've been on this one, so would you like me to be on this one?
Yep.
Yeah, that's good, man. I think you can totally kill it. You should totally join my 100K accelerator and show up every week in, week out, do the work, and I guarantee you will make 100K just from this business. Other stuff, who cares? This one I know. Well, sponsorship is not my game, but this one I know you can do it.
It's funny too, because you mentioned, well, you just need someone to hold you accountable. And I have people that are supposed to hold me accountable, and I'm sorry, if any of them listen to this, they all kind of suck at it.
And it's so much like accountable is one.
It's hard.
but also like for me personally, I know what you need to do. I know precisely. I can see exactly what's tripping you up at this stage, and I
Yeah.
can help you get to the next stage because, like as I said, I'm in the product business. This is what I do. I'm not in the community. Like I can
Hmm.
help you get a launch off the ground. I know how to do that shit. So it's not
Yeah.
that hard for me anymore. We've done what, 12 products by now. So
Yeah.
by the way, anyone who's listening who's interested in building their 100K business, if you're a YouTuber, podcaster, blogger, check it out. Go to 2000books.com/coaching, apply. I think I'm going to be closing this out within the next week. We might just have one last round of applications coming in, and that's it. That's done. So anyone who's interested, 2000books.com/coaching, apply, guys. Um, yeah, that idea, man, what we're talking about, getting your content done, I think maybe not for the year, but even if you got it done for 6 months, right? Even if you got like 26 episodes done,
Right.
right? You had the other 26 on a different cadence, but
Yeah.
what if you just said we're not going to create content weekly, we're going to do it once a month on this batch time?
Yeah. Yeah. The
Because
only issue that I've run into with that is that depending on the show, some of the hosts have full-time jobs and things like that. And so they can't batch out because our shows
well,
are an
tell them,
hour a piece.
let's do a Saturday batch out and finish this up or something, so that you
Yeah,
don't have
that's
to
true.
keep harassing your own mind. Because what I found, like over the last few months, I've been doing like content every week, video recording every week
Yeah.
for my YouTube channel and my podcast and all that stuff. And it's really, really, really draining after some because you have to show up again and again to do that
Yeah.
content. And at some point, especially with how much other stuff I have to deal with on a weekly basis, like just marketing and sales and
Yeah.
automations, and now with advertising, I just don't want to spend that much energy on content production every damn week.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well, the other thing is for me at least, looking at this, the other thing that I realized was that, I mean, let's say that we just did it for the month, right? We just did like 3 or 4 hours on a Monday afternoon, right? And we were like, look, we're just going to record them all for the month, and then we're going to do it again next month.
Yep.
Because that takes it all out of my week. I don't have to. Yeah, I can spend that time on other stuff.
Dude, yeah, it changes the game. I am going down that route. Whether I do it for 3 months, whether I do it for 6 months, or whether I do it for a year, I don't know yet. I need to figure out. But I'm tired of doing weekly content treadmill. That's just not. It's very hard to think strategically when you have something weighing on your mind all the time.
Yeah.
Right. And content is one thing that weighs on your mind all the freaking time, because you know you have to get back into that treadmill again and again and again. Right.
Yep.
I am the content guy. I'm the organic content madman. But at the same time, I still do not believe that having that much pressure to create content on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, is going to allow people to strategically grow their business, because you need time, you need space, mental space to grow the business.
Yeah.
And when the mental space is occupied with the day-to-day and the routine work and the mundane work, it becomes very difficult to grow. And as you step up in the game of business, the more you are stuck doing the day-to-day fulfillment, and the more you step up in the game of business, the more you need to be focused on marketing and sales.
Right.
Unless the content is your marketing and sales channel and that's about all you're doing, which is probably more of John's side of the game, right?
Yeah.
But if you want to build a business beyond the content, doing all of the selling, then you do need that space to do the CEO work, do the marketing and sales work. I was reading 80-20 Sales and Marketing by Perry Marshall, and one of the things he talks about, the difference between the $10 an hour work, the $100 an hour work, the $1,000 an hour work, and the $10,000 an hour work, right?
Right.
So the $10,000 an hour work is the podcast episode that you and I recorded.
Yep.
Or having the deal going, right?
Right.
But the $10 or $100 an hour work is recording that content piece or creating that content piece. But in your case, the $10,000 hour work is striking the deal with developer media.
Yep.
Or building out your mastermind. These are all very high leverage activities.
Yes.
But it's very hard to be able to create space for these activities if you're stuck in the content grind.
Yeah.
If your time is being occupied by $50 an hour activity, you just cannot consistently produce $1,000 an hour work or $10,000 an hour. You can't even think on that dimension.
Yep.
Right?
It's true.
One of the reasons why I was able to like do the deal with you on the Black Friday weekend, and I had the time to do it because I had a copywriter writing my copy, my emails.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That copywriting is probably worth $100, $200 an hour at that point to as a copywriter, if you think about it. But it's not worth thousands of dollars an hour. Or it is if it's a good copy or something like that. But most of the times you pay copywriter 30, 40, 50, 20, 50, $100 an hour, whatever it is, $30 an hour, $40, $50, something like that. But me striking the deal with you or me getting on the podcast, I couldn't have had the ability to create that space. Like I didn't have the mental space available to do that unless I had the copywriter writing my copy.
Right. Yeah, and that's where I want to get to as well, where all of that stuff is stuff that I have somebody else pulling the weight on, right? So that I can do the $10,000 an hour work.
Yeah, and in your case, the $10,000 an hour work is finding sponsorships, finding affiliate deals that work, and having a product that actually works for you, or selling, selling, marketing and sales. Basically, that's what it is. For most businesses at this stage, it's marketing and sales. Right? Marketing and sales, marketing and sales. Sales is getting sponsorships. Marketing and sales, you would say, podcast. To me, your podcast is fulfillment.
Yes.
Right?
In a lot of ways it is. Yeah.
Your podcast is fulfillment. Here's the distinction. The content you record in the podcast is fulfillment. But the intro and the outro, or a very strategic sales-driven podcast, is the real sales and marketing. And that's a big difference. The podcast content is most of the times just fulfillment, just content, just cost center to the business. But an outro recorded, which goes on that podcast and gets you clients, that's marketing, that's sales.
Yep.
A podcast recorded with the express intent of getting you customers, that's marketing, that's sales.
Right.
But a podcast recorded just as a piece of content is just a piece of content and nothing more. And that's a big difference between how most content creators think of themselves as content creators. But you have to make the jump from content creator to CEO, which is understanding marketing and sales and putting all of your energy on the marketing and sales part of the equation, not on the content creation part of the equation.
Yep. I agree.
Because for as long as you become a content creator, you're stuck. Because the money doesn't print itself unless sales are being made.
Right.
Whether it's sponsorships, through affiliates, or through your own product.
Yep.
You almost have to look at your calendar. Like this is something I always tell my coaching class. Look at your calendar. Tell me how much money-making stuff did you do this week? Right?
Yep.
How much money-making stuff did you do this week? Because most guys who are content creators, whether you're a YouTuber, podcaster, blogger, you didn't do any money-making stuff. You just created more content.
Yep.
Money-making stuff I want to see on the calendar is how many sponsorships did you reach out to? What did you do with that? What kind of systems you built for getting those sponsorships going? Anything like that. That's money-making stuff.
Yep.
Did you reach out to affiliates? Did you talk to affiliates? Did you record a sponsorship episode in your case, or an affiliate episode in your case? Or did you go out to build your mastermind, right? Those are money-making things.
Yep.
Everything else is cost center to the business.
Yep.
Creating content is a cost center to your business.
That's true.
I want all of the content creators out there to understand this. This is like such an important distinction. Creating content is a cost center to your business. It's not a profit center. Yeah, there are some like people who are making money off of ads or sponsorships, and for them that is the ultimate marketing. But that's not a real business, guys. I keep like, this is so important to understand. That's not a real business. That's not enterprise. That's just hustle. That's just straight up high paid hustle. Yeah, you might be making thousands of dollars an hour, but that shit is going to go away one time. That's a high paid hustle. When you go away, that hustle is gone. If you really think of business as a business, content is a cost center.
Yep.
If content is the cost center, then
the real money else to be the revenue center. Yep.
The revenue center is sales and marketing, and you have to freaking do sales and marketing as the CEO. You cannot be the content creator only, because then you don't have a business. You just have a hustle.
Yep.
Right? Because someone else can write the script for you. Someone else can record the videos for you. Someone else can do a lot of that stuff. And as we started this episode by saying, hey, do people come to Dev Chat for Chuck? Maybe not.
No.
Right?
Yep.
Probably not. So
makes sense.
Even if people were to start spending, any content creators out there, YouTubers, bloggers, podcasters, if you start spending at least 20% of your time every damn week on sales and marketing, your business will double.
Yeah.
Because that 20% effort will get 80% of the results.
Yeah.
200% of the results.
Yep. It's true. Cool.
Yeah. John and I might have a few disagreements on this specific topic. Well. So it's good that John's not here, so I can speak my mind.
Yeah, he's sick. He must have gotten COVID again.
He gets COVID every day.
That's right.
Yeah, he's sick. No, I think John has a valid point. If you just wanted to build a celebrity business or a business that's all about you, but if you want to build a business that lasts beyond you, then that's really a dangerous path to go.
Yeah, well, the thing is that the sponsorships proved fragile on two fronts. One was that they didn't stand up as well as they needed to the cancel culture thing. And the other thing is that they didn't stand up well when like COVID hit and basically economy just shrunk. And people started watching their marketing dollars.
You're so on point. Like, basically, it didn't withstand.
And so I need something that'll stand up to that stuff. And a lot of people are willing to invest in their careers. The other thing is that I don't think those two things will necessarily shrink off at the same time.
And like, you're building robustness into your business.
Yeah. Yep.
Sponsorships are proving for your business to not be robust.
Yep.
Right? You're constantly hustling for the next sponsorship rather than having a steady flow of sponsorships coming to you.
Yep.
So until it becomes robust, and you said they didn't stand up to cancel culture, they didn't stand up to COVID. So that's pretty dangerous.
Yep.
Especially at a time when, like, your business and my business are not very different in many ways, except that our revenue sources are very different.
Yep.
Right? Because for an outsider, your business and my business might be very different, but we're both in the content marketing business in some ways on very different. We play different games, but we both play content marketing game.
Yeah.
All of us, all three of us, you, me, and John. But 2,000 books, literally, we doubled our business in 2020 because I never cared for ads or sponsorships as the way to grow our business at all.
Yeah.
Just a small part of the thing that doesn't really even affect my game.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting too, and maybe we'll go into thoughts and I'll make this my thought, but I mean, initially I found sponsors because I wanted help paying for the production on the podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of grew into this thing where first things got to the point where I didn't have time to do the podcasts the way I needed to full time and keep working contracts. And so, I pivoted and I went all in and I found enough sponsors to pay my bills.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and that worked for a long time. And I think honestly, there's a balance to be reached. And I'm not sure exactly how you reach this balance, but there's a balance to be reached between, what's worked for a long time. Because I mean, I made rent for like 5-6 years on sponsorships, right? And recognizing when things may change or when you need to pivot. And I kind of got forced down that road of needing to pivot, which is fine. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly how you figure that out. At the same time, though, I think you definitely need to be looking to, what it's going to take in order to keep things running. And the other thing is that if I had been smart enough to put money away and things like that to make some of this resiliency happen, regardless of what was going on in the business, I would have been way better off too. And so to some degree, you can create your own resiliency. But at the end of the day, I mean, you've got to be willing to put down what's not working and pick up what is working. And I'm not giving up on sponsorships, but it's not going to be where my sole focus is going forward.
It is, I don't know if these were your thoughts. Maybe you will come back to your thoughts, because this was more of a analysis of the year in review. And I've been thinking a lot about 2020 and the year that went by, and like the biggest thing that stands out to me as I think about 2020, like if I were to summarize the lesson I learned in 2020 is maximizing leverage. Not just gaining leverage, but maximizing leverage. Like leverage by itself, most business owners just don't know how to get there. But maximizing leverage is the ultimate game of business. Not just leverage. Like 80-20 is cool. 80-20 is cool to get to a certain level of business, but you really want to play in the 51-1 category of, you want to find the 51-1. And what I mean by that, for those people who are listening or who may not know, there's an 80-20 inside of 80-20 inside of 80-20.
Right.
That means 80% of your 20% of your effort gets you 80% of results, but then 20% of the 20% effort gets you 80% of the 80% result. That means 4% of your effort gets you 64% of the results. But not only that, 20% of the 20% of the 20% effort gets you 80% of the 80% of the 80% result. So if you did your math in your head, here's what it will break down to. 0.8% of your effort will get you 51.2% results. So if I just simplify it, 1% of your effort is getting you 50% of your result.
Right.
The 51 rule. I don't care about the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule is great, but the game of business growth is played more in the 51. That's where massive leverages, massive opportunities of leverage are. And you almost have to take off your 80-20 and start thinking 51, because that's where things become massively leveraged. Like, okay, so I can say in my business, if you look at 2000 books, the 80-20 is in as simple as email marketing, building email marketing automations and systems. If we spend more effort, time, money on it, 20% effort gets us 80% results. But if I really go deep into email marketing, one of the biggest mistakes I did this year, which probably would have added another 50%, maybe 60% money to our business, which I did not, was having a back-end sales funnel that's literally within the first 14 days of acquiring customers, we double the customer's value. We did not have that. We had a very weak funnel. And as I was looking at the numbers, I realized, oh my God, this was so stupid. Like this itself could have doubled not only the money that we made, double the money you guys made as our affiliates, and also overall it would have just exploded our business that way. That is 51 because the number of email marketing automations that takes is not much. It's just one more automation that we had to put compared to like 10 other automations that work in our business. One more automation, but that would have doubled the revenue in some ways for us. And I screwed it up. I did not do it properly. Right. So not only do we need to find leverage, we need to maximize leverage.
Right.
So we need to constantly be thinking about the 51-1. What's that 1% activity that gets us 51% results?
Right.
The rule of 51-1. So that's my thought for 2021, the 51-1. Find your 51-1. Yeah.
I like it.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I think we should just call it a day. I'm going to go post a podcast episode and see if we can make some sales. And then I'm going to record an ad and see if I can get it put into the episodes go live next week.
You're going to message me. You're going to message me after you're done recording your ad.
Yep, I am.
I'm going to hold you to this promise of recording that ad today and record 5 variants of it.
Okay.
Try 5 different end results for it. You want to become a 5% developer. You want to double your income. You want to get another 100K, whatever. Try all of these variants.
Yeah. You want to get a raise. You want to,
Yeah. Raise is not enough. You have to be clear raise, right?
Right.
You want to double your income in the next 2 years. If you want to become top 5%, maybe get a 50. If you want to get a massive raise, or if you want to get promoted.
Right.
Or you want to find freelance gigs. All of these are different.
Yeah.
All of them are the same thing. You want to raise your freelance. You want to double your freelancing rate. That's another thing, right?
Yeah.
So attack different end results. That's what Russell Brunson calls throwing more hooks.
Right.
Right. Throw more hooks out there. Record 5 different hooks for this mastermind offer.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, keep doing it, and make sure you text me with after you've done it. So
all right,
you know for sure you're done.